I have 2 children. They're grown, but they grew up in the Pacific Northwest, and I know it's the same as the kids here in Columbia. Everybody grows up playing youth soccer. So when my daughter was 14, she was chosen for an all-girls team that went to play for a month in Germany. So we washed cars, collected newspapers, wrote checks, did whatever we had to do. The kids went over to Germany. They had a great time. Then they came home, and the German girls came here. So we were host in our home for 1 week to 2 14-year-old German girls, soccer players. Now, they're going to play a lot of soccer, but we also want to show them the area of the world where we live. And my wife said, these kids are not going back to the Harz Mountains of Germany without seeing the Pacific Ocean. I said, well, that's no big deal. I live in a place called Gig Harbor. It's a harbor. As far as I know, that water is connected to the Pacific Ocean. She wasn't buying that. So my fallback was, okay, let's take them out to the Washington coast. It's an hour, 15-minute ride. We'll show them the beaches. They'll see the big rollers. She wasn't buying that either. She didn't want to bring these kids to the coast of Washington. She said the coast of Washington is not the true Pacific Ocean. She wants to bring them to the coast of Oregon. Now, I don't know if anybody in this room has ever had the great good fortune to drive Highway 101 down the Oregon coast, but this is fabulous. I mean, it's crashing waves, wonderful beaches, whales, sea lions, trees a couple of 100 feet tall, blue sky, green everywhere. It's glorious. She wants to bring them to Cannon Beach, Oregon. The problem is, Cannon Beach is a 3.5-hour drive from my house, and I have 1 day to do it in. So I agree to do it, but as a type A, what do I say to myself? 3.5 hours? No way. 2 hours, 20 minutes, max. So I am out busily breaking the land speed record. I look in the rearview mirror. Here's a red light pulling me over. Trooper comes to the window. He says, how long since your last ticket? I said, oh, about 5 years. He said, well, you're driving too fast, so he wrote me out a ticket. Now, any sane person, any type B personality would say, we just got a ticket for speeding. Let's limp into Cannon Beach. What does a type A say? That guy made me late. I'm off schedule. What do you do to get back on schedule? You go faster. I did. 20 minutes later, rear view mirror, red light pulling me. Now, I happen to glance into the back seat. There's 4 children. There's my 14-year-old daughter who would like to be dropped off at the nearest nunnery. Life is over. There are the 2 German girls who have actually seen this before on a rerun of Miami Vice. And there's my then 11-year-old son who thinks this is God's gift to 11-year-old boys. He is so happy to be sharing this experience with his dad. Well, a trooper comes to the window. What's the first thing he says? How long since your last ticket? And my son never misses a beat. He says, well, actually, officer, not all that long.